Good Monday morning, everyone. Oh my gosh, did us here in like the south part of Texas get some rain this weekend? Oh my God. You guys, you might hear some feedback here in a minute. I'm hitting go live on Instagram. We're going to talk about why here in just a minute. So, you guys, dive into our weekends, okay? Because we all are just dying to talk
I've been
about
dying to hear about this.
I know. And
Yeah.
let me make your wish come true. Okay, so we're gonna do a just Aimee life update because I don't talk about a lot of things on here. Valerie and Russell know a lot of them, but we will talk about them today. So my house, you guys, in my outlet. Okay, so I can have outlets on the side of my island. Not
First, tell them about what you said last week. Tell them the problem as of last week before you get into it.
I have been in a battle getting outlets in the front of my island on this house that I'm building. And if you're just now tuning in, I am moving 25 minutes south. I paid for them. I'm moving 25 minutes south, moving from Bryan to College Station for my daughters to go to school. And so I paid for these 2 additional outlets in the front of my island. And I was told by the city that encode is on the side of my island, not on the front. So they're not in code. Okay. So then I turned and I talked to the builders and, what else are you going to give me? Because I've paid for these 2 things, right? I'm getting an additional cedar beam because they put one of the cedar beams in the wrong area. And
I told you stuff like that was going
I know. This is why I go every day. Everybody laughs at me, including Josh. Josh makes fun of me that I go every day.
Your lawyer advised you to do it, and you are doing it because you received legal advice to this, and you were right.
Yes, exactly. So I'm getting an additional beam because I paid for 3 cedar beams in my entryway. One was supposed to be a transitional beam going into my kitchen. I did not get my kitchen transitional beam. So now instead of taking one down and putting that other one, I'm getting an additional beam. On top of that, I am getting a big upgrade me and Josh had talked about, and it was too expensive. We decided to allocate that money to something else. And they are going to do it because my tile guy, the pan in my master shower, the fiberglass pan, did not get delivered. And when the tile guy came to do the tile in my bathroom, which is a 2-tone tile, herringbone style, Josh was in charge of the bathroom. He filled it in with cement. And so I get the free upgrade of having tile on the bottom instead of the pan. So those are the 2 upgrades that I got instead of my outlets being in the front of my island. So I will take those. And I
think I'd rather have the outlets.
I would too. And I thought about asking to put them in the floor, right? Because, I just want to cause problems. But, cement and everything's already been poured, and that would be a good thing. And so I'll take those 2 upgrades as we go. I still have windows that need to be replaced because they've been cracked. So I go every day and I take a video every single day that I go.
Oh, they hate you so bad.
They hate me so bad. And on top of that, the construction workers now know me. Now, I'm hard to miss, okay? My Yukon that I have is bright red, okay? I got to pick the Yukon. Josh picked the color. UH is our thing. So it's
okay. So can I interrupt you about something? Because my wife she's been on this gripe about this for a week or 2 now.
Okay.
And it's kind of a new subject. She's become aggravated that the whole mantra about Karen prevents her now from complaining not about everything, which is the stereotypical Karen thing, but about certain things. It's like a disempowerment. That's what she talks about.
Mm-hmm.
And
I could see that.
And so these guys are thinking you're some kind of Karen within the cliche, which you're not. You don't rap about everything. You're just trying to enforce a contract. And just you're just trying to enforce a contract which you have paid for, and they're bound to if they can't sneak things by you, right?
Right. Well,
you're not being a
we had to put down. So, and the process that we went through when you build a house, right?
Right.
So they gave us X amount of upgrades that they paid for, and we had to pay out of pocket. So we put so many upgrades into this house because for right now, how we're thinking is this is close to our forever house, right? Unless Josh decides to go, what
You're
did
going
he
to
call
have
it?
like 15 more jobs.
No, I
You're going to
know,
be
but
moving all
for
over
right
the world.
now,
More
for
kids,
right
more
now,
kids.
no, Valerie, you sound like my mother. No. So for right now,
Sounds
why
like Josh's mother. I know
no,
what's
why the girls are in elementary school, this is like our next stopping ground for a little while, right? It's how we said. So we put all of the upgrades in there that we wanted to have, that we wish we had in this house, right? That we really, really wanted. So we had to pay out of pocket for those. So we've already spent more than the 5%, that some people put down on their house. We've already spent that in just upgrades. Okay. So I go every day on the inside because that's where most of my upgrades are. And that's why I go every day. And these construction workers, you can't miss me. I'm in a red Yukon. Okay, come on. And my music, me and the girls have our music loud and the windows down. That's just our lifestyle, right? And so they know when they have upset me because they will park in my driveway. And when I come, I will look around. And you guys know I have rusting BF face. Okay. Hopefully you guys know what that is. If you don't, it's resting bitch face. I'm just going to say it when I'm mad or annoyed. It's very true.
That's not resting. That's intentionally inflicted upon.
I mean, Russell, I was trying to make it sound nicer. I was trying to make it sound nicer.
Well, actually, you're just enforcing a contract. There's not.
I do that. And so one of the guys that has parked in there now no longer parks in there. He did come and move his car, and then I parked in my driveway. But I go every day, and so last week I had been going, and I hadn't seen any changes for 2 weeks. Okay. And even if it's a little one like a garage door, that makes me happy. Okay. But there was nothing for 2 weeks. And so I finally text my project manager guy, and he is really nice. And I try to be nice when we have conversations. And I was like, can you please give me a house update? I've been coming and I don't see any progress for 2 weeks. And so obviously there's a bottleneck somewhere. So just tell me what it is. Right. So we have been waiting for the city to come and drop the electric meter because my house currently has no power. So even if people came, they can't plug anything in. So my tile guy can't finish the tile or anything because something has happened. So his timeline was that everything was supposed to be finished in the next 2 weeks for us to do a punch out walkthrough.
I told you. Remember? I told you.
So
I told you.
Well, so we can do the walkthrough. It's like one of those signs. I love it. So we can do our walkthrough. And now, granted, I take Josh on Saturdays to see the house. So that's the only day that he sees the house. I go every day except for Sundays. Unless it's like really raining, because obviously they're not doing anything.
Yes, but he gets written reports on a daily basis.
He gets photos. He gets photos.
Does
like
he? Daily? Daily?
Yeah, I'm very
from you.
From me. Yeah, from me.
I was going to say, if the company is doing that, that's pretty incredible.
No, so it's from me, and I'll either video call him.
Hiding from her.
Yeah, I'll video call him while I'm there, or I'll take photos and send them to him. Because I just document very thoroughly. So he goes on Saturdays. So we've started making a list of things that we notice now instead of just continuously sending them to the project manager. So when we do our walkthrough, we know what we have already.
You can bury them. That's what's going to happen. You're going to bury them.
I'm going to nicely do that, maybe. But yes, so we have a list going of all of that going on. But last week, so that's my house update. Last week, you guys, I did not mention this, and I feel terrible. I should have. So now 2 weeks ago, or a week from last Thursday, we went to Meadow's open house for her new school. And hopefully you guys have been following. If not, I have been a nervous wreck about this because this move is very much for my kids to go to a better school is what we're doing. And, interest rates and stuff here are crazy. So we're going to do that. And we're renting out this house and we're keeping it. So there's a lot of new things happening.
Which is brilliant, by the way.
I know, but there's a lot of new things happening, right? And it's also our daughters can go to a good school starting in kindergarten, right? So we went to open house and oh my God, let me tell you, that was way more for me than it was for Meadow. Okay. Cause I just was like, oh, this is the perfect decision. So this school is fabulous. The teachers have all been teaching for 10 plus years. They've been in the same school for at least, only 2 of them had been there for 2 years. All the others had been there for at least 7 to 10 years. And they do kinder or first grade. So it's been, she's going to be in great hands no matter where she went. But they had their classrooms decorated on different themes. And I know in kindergarten, they all do that and it's fabulous. But these were like above and beyond. So one lady had gone, I'm assuming, to the Dollar Tree and got those plastic tablecloths and put them over the lights because her theme was underwater. And then she had these octopuses in the corner that had the chain links as the legs. And then she had different like starfishes and stuff hanging down. One lady had a 70s groove party and it was flower power with disco balls and everything. One was like the top of a mountainscape. And it was just, I know in kindergarten it was really fun, but these people really went above and beyond and they don't have to take the stuff down. So they can kind of switch out or whatever. So it was fabulous. And then they had ice cream trucks out in the front. They had a signing booth and they gave bracelets. And Meadow eventually kind of came out of her shell there because you guys know she's been through a lot. So her self-esteem and everything we're rebuilding. She's been through a lot. And so she was so excited to go. Then there was the music lady and everything. So it was a fabulous time. I know she's going to be in good hands. And this move was fantastic, though I haven't accomplished it yet. So it, those things were just, it was fascinating and cool to see because she was so excited. And if you want to see photos of those, I did post them on my personal Facebook page. You can go and check those out. But other than that, you guys, I wanted to give an IC update. So I don't talk a lot about it, but IC is what I was diagnosed with back in December or January, and it's interstitial cystitis, and it is incredibly painful and it will get worse over the years. So you learn to kind of maintain it. I have been battling that. And when my urogynecologist had told me it was going to get worse, I, to be honest, didn't believe her, and it has. So I am in the maintenance phase where I can have certain foods and those kinds of things. But I've had to change my diet since December. And so I have, with that and my cold plunging that Russell loves, that I do every day. I try to do it every day, at least 4 times.
That is so bizarre for you because you're not a step out of the line guy all the time. And that cold plunging is a innovative, out of the line lifestyle choice, and I love it about you.
I'm choosing to torture myself for 5 to 7 minutes every day.
I believe that
39 degrees,
and that's a huge commitment, Aimee. I mean, just not the torture that part, but just setting it all up, getting it ready, mentally, the whole thing, making sure you do that.
Well, so for Josh, it's a choice, right? Josh doesn't have to do it. For me, because IC is a chronic inflammation disease, it's not going to go away. When you do cold plunges, it helps with inflammation. And then there's a lot of other foods that feed that, right? So for me, I have to do it. If not, then my whole body gets really swollen and I'm in a lot of pain. So I have to do it.
Welcome to my life. Apparently, we're still living the same life, only 50 years apart.
I love it. This is why we're best friends, Russell. This is why we're best friends.
Hold on, I might need to do that. I've been having back problems, and so maybe I need to do some cold plunges to get that inflammation down.
My mom says that. My mom got a cold plunge, and I'm sure my mom's listening, or she will later, and she'll be like, "What'd you talk about me?" But my mom bought a cold plunge.
Should we talk about her every week if she doesn't like it? Does she not like it? Let's talk about it.
Oh my God,
she's fired.
Anyways, my mom's always fired. So she got a cold plunge and she hasn't set it up yet because it's one of the tubes and you have to put ice in it every day, right? So the one that we have is like one of those chest freezers. It has a filter. It's been coated. Josh went above and beyond because I don't know. He engineered
Josh.
Because he engineered it. He engineered it, right? So we do it every day. So my mom, you guys, I may video this and put it up. If not, we'll talk about it. My mom said when she came to either help me move or for the girl's birthday party, she would cold plunge. And so I will update you when that happens in June or July. because I want to see, because she'll talk to me while I do it. And you kind of have to psych yourself up for it because the water is going to be cold and you're warm and it's just awful. So you have to psych yourself up for it. And she'll be like, oh, just get in. You can do it. Just get in. I'm like, you've never done it. Okay. You really got to hold your breath and just get in it. So anyways, the cold plunge has been helping. And because I've had to do my lifestyle change, I have a lot of my inflammation has gone down. So then, it's made it where I've lost a lot of weight. So I've lost 23 pounds, I guess, since December, mostly just taking out.
That's a big deal. That also controls inflammation, weight loss. Now, if you become a vegan, you can even do better.
Well, no, I'm not going to do that. But I am lactose intolerant, and I love oat milk. So I've been drinking a lot of oat milk and carrot powder because that's kind of like the chocolate that I can have because it's not chocolate. But yeah, I mean, I can't have chocolate. I cannot have coffee. I can only have real sugar. I can't have spaghetti sauces. And you guys know, being Italian, how can you not have that? Exactly. I can't drink anymore. So, it's been a fun time. But anyways, I wanted to give updates on that. So if you're thinking of cold plunging or if you have inflammation, I am one to tell you cold plunge has helped a lot for me, and taking out acidic foods has really helped me a lot. So, and I'm not supposed to be stressed, and I'm moving, and me and Josh are hit and miss in this packing process. And so I'm not supposed to be stressed. So, yeah.
As you laugh it off, it's okay. I'm not really stressed.
I'm not having a mental breakdown, but it's okay, you guys. It's okay. No. So, anyways, I know my weekend was really long and all of my updates, but it is just us, and so I know that you guys also have weekend updates, and I'm excited to know all about them. So, which one of you guys want to go first? So I know what. I was
going to say, Russell, where are you? You want me to go first?
You're going first, Valerie.
I'm going first.
Nominated.
Okay. I am sending out great prayers of thanks, first of all, because we hosted a baby shower on Saturday, the one day here in Texas that we did not have rain.
Nice.
How great was that everybody could come for this baby shower that we've been planning for months, and then everybody gets to come. So that was like prayers answered for sure, getting to that. But and we had people come from Austin and just everywhere, coming for this baby shower, and like Centerville. So we had a lot of long drivers, but thank God, no rain.
This was the one day you didn't have rain, and it wasn't flooded for any of them. We flooded up here.
It wasn't flooded. It wasn't raining. We could actually go outside. It was nice. But and then so that was great. And it's just a lot of Mexican food, a lot of margaritas, little lemonade for my pregnant niece and everything. So that worked out great. Nice. And so that was good. It was good. Just trying to see family and get the babies due June 9th. So we really needed to make this happen.
Oh my gosh.
I know. We cannot mess around.
No, June babies are great babies, though. I was born in June. I
was born in June. I could totally.
Yeah, I have like 1 million kids. I never cared about that stuff. I've never been. In fact, I make fun of my sons when they go to baby showers because apparently in the next generation, the men go to baby showers. I know that I'm out of sync because my wife always tells me how out of sync I am. Aww. But I still make fun of my sons when they go.
You never went to Melinda's baby showers?
I'd rather slit my wrist and bleed to death.
Well, the only reason David was here and Cody, my daughter's boyfriend, they were cooking. They were cooking all the fajitas, and after they cooked the fajitas, they left and went.
Oh my gosh, you guys, what is going on? Josh was at my baby showers.
Yeah, well, that's because you made him, and Josh is afraid of you because he's not stupid.
No, he was the one opening my gifts. Okay, he was the most excited. And even gifts that weren't for him to open, he would announce because he likes to make me feel awkward.
Okay, that gives me a headache, but I'm not going to badmouth Josh because there's too many cool things about it.
He loved that. And then the baby shower I had during COVID, because Sky was born during COVID, like peak COVID, right? My mom and them brought to me. when they came in. It was like an afterthought. So Josh was there for both of them. I didn't know that they're not supposed to.
COVID is because you had him chained in. He wasn't allowed to go anywhere.
He was still going to work because he wasn't oil and gas. He's considered essential. He was still going to work.
Yeah. A lot of people.
Josh would go to work if there was a hurricane. He's a worker. He works.
David is the same.
That's a complete compliment. And I'm like, that's a complete compliment.
I know. He's very dedicated. Oh, I love that.
I did get some articles published this weekend, Aimee. That was a good thing. So I had 2 bylines this weekend in the Chronicle, which was great because we've been doing Salute to Nurses for years, and I've been writing this for this section for a very long time. So I've been working like with Houston Methodist and UT Health, and it's just so cool to hear the stories that they are doing out in the field. The nurses just they have a new technology, new procedures, all kinds of things that are keeping people, healthy and safe, and working with the families. So I really love reporting on stuff like this. So it's a good deal. But I really, just seeing my byline always makes me happy. So I'm always happy about that.
What was your other byline?
It's right here. We got. Yeah, so it was all in the Salute to Nurses section. So we had UT Health, Houston, and then Houston Methodist.
Nice. Look at your name. Your name's in lights.
I know, that's very cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
So I've been working for the Chronicle for, oh my gosh, over 30 years. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Wow.
How many articles have you written for the Chronicle, Valerie?
Ooh, I don't even know.
More than 10, more than 20, more than 50?
Over 30 years.
Yeah. So a lot.
Yeah. And even and there was a couple of years when I had a weekly column called Condo Life in the real estate section. So that was weekly for years doing Condo Life. And then I went to Realtor of the Week and all these things because I work for special sections. So special sections is like, it can be anything like falls and like festivals and events, and then like things like that. Salute to Nurses, education, all kinds of things. I write, I'm a feature writer, so no limits. No limits, but whatever they do. And I started at the, I don't know, Russell, you might remember this, the This Week section for the Chronicle. And
yes.
So the Chronicle used to be divided out in neighborhoods. And so I would be assigned certain neighborhoods, and we were all divided by zip codes. And so I could be reporting on numerous neighborhoods at the same time. I know at one point I probably had like 6 stories in 1 week. And I was like,
so I have a question. Does the Houston Chronicle, do newspapers not do neighborhood sections anymore like they used to 30 years ago? Is that not a thing anymore?
I think it might be online now to do more specialized things, but I think it was Houston Community News bought out a section of that or something like that. But there's been so many evolutions in the industry that it's really hard to keep up. But I just know that section went away. But for years and years, I wrote a thing called, a series called Faces in the Crowd. And that was an incredible series to write for, because we were always writing stories about people who did incredible uplifting things. Even like we were talking about a couple weeks ago about Melissa Williams from I Write. I remember writing about her when she first published her book, when Sandy was representing her. And just, that was insane. Just that this is
I don't remember that, because Sandy talks to me like I, know her and I've met her, and I'm very good with faces, and I'm like,
Sandy talks about everybody that way, like everyone knows and has met them. I mean, that's something Sandy does, right? I'm like, I never know who Sandy's talking about. She assumes I know everybody.
Well, even my kids even say, like, Mom, is there anyone where we go, like, you're not related to them, or you already know them? How does that happen? And I'm like, I don't know. I just, it just happens that way. And being a journalist now, you're out in the public eye almost because social media. And back in the day, you could just sit back. Nobody knew who you were. And you're just, on the phone doing your interviews. Then you graduated to emails. Then you graduated to, all these different ways of reporting. It's been an incredible journey to be writing and publishing for this long.
Valerie, can I ask you a question? You've been writing for the Chronicle all this time. Say you graduated from college 3-4 years ago, and you would love to write some articles for the Chronicle, how would they get about getting a job to do that, or a contract or whatever?
Or just
I don't even know how you do it.
Yeah, so that is such a great question, because I've been freelance with them the entire time. So just that's why I'm able to do all the different things I do, because I'm a freelancer, or 1099 with even the other jobs I do. But to be any kind of writing thing, I started in college creating my portfolio, and I'm sure portfolios look different than they did back then, but I did. But I mean, I literally carried around a portfolio book. It was like a giant briefcase and with pages and pages of all my published works. And I would do some, like I had an internship where I published. I had magazines I worked for super cheap, magazines I actually got paid, magazines I did all the photos, all the stories myself, everything. It was hands-on in my portfolio, so you can present when you go for that first job interview and like, I really know what I'm doing. I promise. And that's how I got my first job at People Magazine when I graduated from college, because we had a Southwest bureau here. And I just started as an editorial assistant at People Magazine. But if I wouldn't have had a portfolio, I wouldn't have been able to get my foot in the door, And then after a couple of years while I was doing that, that's when I got the job at the Chronicle.
Wow. Okay, that's complicated, but really a good answer at the same time.
But you need a portfolio.
There you go.
So I can guarantee you, people aren't walking around with a portfolio in their hands.
No.
We both know it's on the internet or something.
Yes, well, even now, job applications, like it'll say like link to your portfolio. So so I have links to all my published works that I want to share, and so I will include all these links or screenshots or things like that I've published. But back in the day, you didn't have that. So however it's got to happen, you need a portfolio.
So have you written any articles about writing or publishing?
I don't think so. I've written so many other things, but I don't think I've written about that.
Okay. I just wondered.
Somebody wants to hire me. I'm available.
This is the longest weekend section we've ever had. Exactly. In 9 years of the show.
I had a lot to say, Russell.
And actually, Valerie had some interesting things to say herself.
Yeah,
I was so surprised.
He's shocked.
So surprised.
I love that.
I feel a little hateful. I don't know. Before we go on to my weekend, we're so far in the show, I want to go ahead and thank the people that are listening to us on our podcast. Most people don't listen to us on Monday morning when we go live, though we love that Monday morning starts for us with our podcast. Most people listen to us during the week while they're going to work or they're working out, and we want to thank them for listening to us. We're top 10 independent book podcast in America, and we're grateful. Aimee, how can people find us?
Right. You can find us anywhere you can look for a podcast. My go-to is Amazon Music, Apple, Google, Spotify, Good Pods. There's a plethora of others out there. Those are the top ones. Just look for our crimson, red, and gold logo under Author Talk. All of our episodes are there. You can also go over to our any of our Facebooks or our YouTube channel to watch us, because we're pretty animated, and I control what comes out of my mouth, but my face says it all, okay? So
and lately, we don't know what we're going to see when we see Aimee on Monday mornings.
True.
She's like Dr. Lau of 1,000 Faces, that old Tony Randall comedy movie.
I know. Meadow's been up the past 2 days, being scared of the thunderstorms and stuff. And so,
that was hardcore. We had lightning. I thought our lightning struck our house yesterday. It
was crazy. So, when that happens and you don't fall back asleep till 6, you're doing good that I look halfway decent. So that's just how it's rolling.
Well, I'm just saying, we never know what we're getting on Monday mornings these days. I can't help it. I'm sure I'm going to get in trouble for that later.
No, life is crazy.
It's Russell's turn.
I'm in Charleston, South Carolina today.
Yes, you are.
I'd never been to this town before. This is a party town. I am surprised at what a party town it is.
Nice.
There are a lot of towns in the South that are party towns. This is just another one of them. And so my big discovery, and if you'll post this picture, is my big discovery. This is Alabama white sauce. I had never heard of this before. And when I asked people, once I moved to Georgia, what it was, they looked at me like I had lost my mind.
Oh, man.
This is a dipping sauce, and it is, and by the way, at the bottom, you'll see where it says garlic optional. Let me tell you what, if you like spice, or you live in Texas where you're used to spicy food, this is not optional. You actually have to put that in there. And I would actually add some extra heat. But Alabama white sauce, if you've never heard of it, like I had never heard of it, you need to try it because it's pretty good. I don't think this is something I could eat every week. But it's
what are you dipping in it, Russell? Like fries or what?
Last night we were dipping, at least for South Carolina, low country boiled shrimp to be peeled. You would peel the shrimp, obviously, and then dip it into this Alabama white sauce. And low country is another phrase I never heard from.
I had no idea until you said shrimp, and then I was like, okay, it's shrimp. I don't know.
Yeah, but low country, it has magic words over here that I've never heard of because I'm from Texas. I bet if you're listening from California or from almost any place else, but the South, the words low country means nothing. It means something here. That's a part of South Carolina that you have to drive through to get to Charleston. And it's beautiful. It's very rural. I didn't expect it to be so country, but it is. And it's a type of cooking. There's a low country gumbo that is completely different than Louisiana gumbo. There's low country rice dishes, and there's a low country shrimp, boiled shrimp, and they're completely different than Louisiana. I actually prefer Louisiana because I like the heat. This doesn't have heat. It's different, but it's really good. And so my weekend has been exploring these new foods.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's kind of it's just a regional thing when you say low country.
Yeah, it's a very, very regional thing, which is very cool. You know, as you travel across America, you discover these regional things that you had no clue of. It's like a foreign country. It's kind of cool.
Yes. I love it.
And I can tell you when people go to Texas, they really think they're going to a foreign country too.
I mean, yes, I can imagine that. For sure.
No.
I mean, I had some of Josh's family came down from New Jersey and we made tacos. They had no idea.
I miss tacos so much.
I know, but
you cannot get a taco in Georgia. Not a good taco.
But they didn't know what a taco was. They didn't know how to eat it. They didn't know how to eat it.
Do you not watch movies? You haven't
They
heard
did
taco?
They did not know how to eat it. They because we had fajitas and then you had the ground beef. You wanted those tacos. We had chicken fajitas. Cheese, queso, all the fixins, that's just like normal for us.
Right.
And they we had to show them here's a hard shell, here's a tortilla. You can use either one, you roll it. They had no idea. And that to me was just like, man, you know that you've never left Texas when you don't realize that other people don't know what that is.
I thought the whole world knew how to eat a taco. There's even a joke on one of the episodes of The Office where they're making fun of this British woman because she doesn't know what a taco is. Yeah. So it's pretty okay.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I was teaching a lesson a couple of summers ago, and I have a lesson. It's for odes, and so I had ode to my enchilada, and so it was so super detailed about all the enchilada, and these kids, they were like third grade. They're like, what's an enchilada?
Where were they from?
They were from Houston on the way on the southwest side over by Meyerland. But and so the kids go, you know, that place where we go to Molina's and my mom gets the tacos.
Oh my goodness.
And I was like, I promise you 100% it's the best thing you'll ever eat. So,
exactly.
They're fabulous. They are fabulous. Yes.
Aimee, would you tell us about before we go, because we have like 5 minutes before I'm going to cut us off. Okay, will you tell us about your last big book launch? Because we should actually talk something about books a little bit on our show. We were so busy talking about each other's personal lives and food.
Yes, that's what this show's about. But yes, so I have done several book launches, drive to number ones on Amazon, the whole shebang when new books come out, or if you're just, looking to run some kind of promotion on your book and you've never accomplished these things. So this past week on May 1st, we ran Miss Debbie's first children's book, How Shadow Chaser Got Its Name. And it's a stuffed animal and how that cat got its name. And it was 30 years in the making. It was a fabulous time. If you want to watch the book launch, go and watch it. We celebrate her. But she made it to number one even before her book came out. And pre-releases, it was number one. And then when the book came out, it hit number one. So it is a fun time to do. And a lot of things go into that. So we leverage different promotional sites like K-Book Promotions, Bargain Booksy, Free Booksy, if you're running a free campaign on your book, Gorilla Reads, Fussy Librarian, there's several of them.
Okay, what is Gorilla Reads?
It's another book promotional site, but you have to be running your book for at least 99 cents to be worthwhile. So it's similar to the
it's
Fussy
all
Librarian.
these secrets that
Yeah.
that makes them able to get to number one.
I'm a genius. Yeah. No, it's true. But also we have a lot of author promotional groups that we leverage too. So we pay for these promotional sites for you to help drive downloads of your ebook, right? It's easiest to do with your ebook, right? Because you can run that promotion on there. And as a new author, readers don't necessarily know your writing style if they're going to like your book. So if you run some kind of discount on it, they're more likely to take the chance and dive into new authors, right? So when doing that, we leverage these promotional sites and we leverage 1,500 plus author promotional sites. So we post in there. We can only post in about 10 to 15-ish every couple of hours, and we have to change our wording so we're not spamming. And it drives downloads and stuff. And you want to be strategic on when you are launching your book. Make sure no celebrities are launching on the same day. Because I will tell you what, my last book that I did for Roger Leslie, a celebrity also released their memoir, and the highest that we could get was number 3. And that was pretty damn good with a celebrity coming out. Okay. So I am the most proud of that one. But you want to make sure that you don't have big names like that running releasing their book at the same time that your book's coming out. Right. And so a lot of those little nuances go into having a successful book launch. So it's really fun for me and not stressful at all. It's a really fun time. So I love it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. I have another question.
Okay.
When you do the 12 days of Christmas, when do you start working? Yeah. When do you start working on that? Because that's like that is like incredibly intense. When do you start working on that?
So we
generally start in October, right?
No, we start promotions in October. We close for submissions to join in August, and we generally start in the summer. So this summer.
So you're about to start working on the 12 days of Christmas.
Yeah. In a nutshell.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, we cap it. So the first 2 years we did it, we didn't cap it. And we had over 50 authors. We didn't put any kind of cap on it. Now, just with time constraints, because each one is an hour, and to fit all of you into 12 days, really 11 days. The 12th day, everybody gets to come back and talk. We had to cap it so everybody could at least get 5 to 10 minutes to talk about it. So we cap it at between 50 and 55 authors. And then we set up a time to go over what it's going to be, what your night is going to be on. And we try to have it where it's different genres and different authors every night in different genres. So it's not one night is all
Sandy
nonfiction
listening?
and stuff.
Is Sandy on too? Because that sounds like Sandy's rat barking.
No, that's my little rat barking. No, but yeah. So we break it down. Every night is new authors, new genres. And so it's not the same authors, same genres every night. It's a bunch of different ones. And the deal with that is you have to be running some kind of special on your books, whether it's a bundle, an ebook promotion, autographed copies, whatever, in order to be in it, because it's completely free to be in it. We do all the advertisement for you. You have to run some kind of special on it. So we generally start between June and July sending out for people if they want to be in it to all of our newsletters, asking everybody that was in it in the past if they want to be in it. And then we close that down in August. It's only open for 2 months or 3 if you want to count August. We close it down in August. We start promotions in October, and we start really heavy in November, and then we kick off December 1st, 7 p.m. Central Time. And we have a bunch of different time zones and stuff. If we have people that are in the UK or Australia, we generally pre-record their session because it's in the middle of the night for them or early morning. But we air those live with everybody else. So the 12 days, a lot of hard work and effort. And that is the most organized thing I probably do is the 12 days. But yes, we'll be gearing up for that this summer for sure. But before we go over on time, Russell, I'm going to squeeze this in really quick because it's one of the little pet peeves that slowly pisses Aimee off. As of April, it was April, I want to say 15th. You can no longer use third-party streaming apps to go into groups. Well, if you've been with us, from day one, 8 years ago, we've always gone live in our AuthorTalk group. We can no longer do that. Hence why we're going over on Instagram and doing something different, because we can't go live in our group anymore. But we are live on all of our other channels, all of my channels, our YouTube channel, all of that. But we cannot go live in our group. We share it to there. So if you comment, hopefully we will see it. If not, it's because we're having to share it into that group. So if you're not friends with us or following us on our other channels, go and do that, because Facebook's decided to cut ties with third-party streaming apps, right? On top of just other crazy things that are currently going on right now. But if you're wondering why you haven't gotten notifications that AuthorTalk is live as of October 15th, that is why. And so we're trying different things to make up for that fact. But we cannot go live in there physically using StreamYard, which is the platform that we use, because Amazon cut ties with all third-party streaming apps in all of their groups. So it doesn't matter if it's private, public, whatever. We cannot go live in there. So that is why. That's a little tidbit. If you haven't gotten your notifications, that would be why.
I was wondering, so what are we doing?
Well, so we're on my channels, all of my channels, my YouTube channels, my Instagram channels, my Twitter channel, LinkedIn, everywhere. And then I share it into all of the groups that I normally do, including AuthorTalk. And then I'll put everybody else in there too. So while we're sitting here talking about my weekend or anybody else's weekend, that's generally what I'm doing. So if my eyes drift over, it's because we're sharing into groups. But nothing makes me more mad than that, because, if all of the other people that stream into groups or on different social media channels, we pay for streaming services because it links up to all of these accounts. And so when Facebook goes and cuts ties with all of those, and that's what we do, and that's how we engage with our audience, it's very frustrating for me. So that's Aimee's little pissed off moment of the week is what I'll call that. So it makes me very angry. But if you didn't already know that, that is why. AuthorTalk is still here, obviously kicking and going strong. We just can't go live in our group anymore.
I hate that.
I know. Makes me mad. It makes me mad. But
Can we do a short about that to pin it at the top of AuthorTalk so people know why they can't watch us live anymore?
Yes.
Or we could edit down your speed if you would Just cut your speech off and just pin that.
I'll record it and just been like, Aimee's pissed off moment of the week. We can't go live in here.
That would be and we need to start an episode of Aimee's pissed off moment of the week. That needs to be a new part of every show.
She can share that daily.
Daily.
The weekends, the first part, the pissed off part, we can do at the end of every show. That's a new part of our show.
All right, we're adding a new thing, you guys. We're adding a new thing.
Aimee's pissed off part.
I love it. I love it. No,
that's actually kind of funny, and I really like it. I think we should.
Why not?
If you're listening to this and you agree with me that Aimee's pissed off moment of the week should be a part of every show, you need to make a comment if they can make comments. If they can't, make a comment on the AuthorTalk Facebook page and do it so we all see it, because I am campaigning for it.
Yes. Let's do it. Let's do it.
For it. I love it. Okay. I'll take your campaigning. Okay. I'll take your campaigning for sure. No. Okay. But any closing questions, comments, statements before we wrap up? Does anybody have
Aimee's pissed off moment is my favorite new part of each episode.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, you guys, including Aimee's pissed off moment, we hope that you all have a fantastic Monday. Stay dry out there. Hopefully no more rain and we just start warming up. We hope you all have a fantastic rest of your week. So until next Monday, you guys, we'll see if Aimee's pissed off moments make it. But bye for now, everybody.
Bye-bye.